Today we're going to be talking about the humble king himself, Sinatraa 1, and how he's the most influential Valorant player slash streamer.
I'll suck 10 bits for 100 mil. What are you talking about? That's what you're like 5 minutes, 10 minutes at a time worth your time for 100 mil? What are you talking?
Now this has been a topic that has been on my mind for the past few months, and before I get into this video, I'm just basing this on my own opinion and my opinion alone. There are also some forms of evidence that do support what I'm kind of talking about, but the end all be all is just an honest and open discussion as well. And I know we all know the history about Sinatraa regarding a certain topic I don't want to get into, but however that also kind of supports my argument on the consequences as well, which is being the most influential Valorant player and streamer. Okay, so now on to the reasons, and before we move on, tell me if you've ever encountered this Valorant player.
Passively playing video games while I sit home and making six figures, don't mind me.
And there goes my very first reasoning, the Valorant accent. And as of right now, I don't really hear the accent anymore, but Sinatra's voice was just naturally portrayed as this accent. And this is because we all know that Sinatraa is very much skilled in Valorant, and he doesn't even have to put that much effort as he does in ranked games. And because he's seen as an idol and inspiration to other people that are basically in the lower ranks. And believe it or not, there's actually a scientific term for people actually gaining this Valorant accent, and it's called heroic identification. And this is basically where individuals not only identify with a hero figure but also strive to emulate them in various ways. So this can basically be an example where people are often copying his playstyle, which is his shakiness and his movement, and then you often have people forcing every round and not having a proper buy with your teammates. And then we got like the worst on worst, which is his voice. People in the community basically copied his voice, and now it's basically known as a Valorant accent. And then now, speaking of someone that actually emulates his voice, why don't we just move on to the next topic?
Yo, 911, what's your emergency? You're getting robbed right now? It's actually just unlucky, TBH.
How do you even have viewers?
Because I made his life. Don't lie. I literally made your entire career. Don't lie. Don't lie.
And now let me just ask you this question, and there's no hate on any of these creators at all, but tell me what they all have in common. Well, I guess you guessed it or you didn't guess it, they all got a kickstart in their career from Sinatraa. Like, we'll first start out by Willius starting creating memes and TikToks about Sinatra's voice, aka the Valorant accent. And then when you take a look at his main channel, the most popular long form content video is him playing with Sinatraa in an unrated. Now, in my own opinion, I really think this is a form of kickstarting a career in streaming or in content creation, but I give credit when it's due. He's putting in the work with his TikToks and his also YouTube shorts, but to me, the visibility on another platform and using a familiar voice, which is a meme slash joke in the Valorant community, can easily be the reasoning for this kind of boost. Now, for Prod is a very different story. I would say that being in the same game as him in Haven and him just jumping around with the Skrillex music, I think, not just think, I know this was like the best opportunity he had, and he grabbed it as soon as possible. And right now he's super successful right now, and he's even living with the GOAT humble king himself, so good on him. Like, he already knows when it's done. And also he acknowledges and accepts that he did kind of kickstart his career, but also he's been putting in the work with the streaming. Now this last creator slash player is Marv, one of my dogs.
Kill him, bro. Aiden's dog. Hit him once, bro, please.
That was a joke, by the way. Now, I'm actually not too sure about this one, but I asked all my friends about it and even my chat, and they said that Marv was just a ranked player, and then he got introduced to FaZe Corey at the time. But as of 2024, he's on NRG, and he's doing really well in the pro scene, and he even got himself a championship, so good for him. But even though this "I made you" joke is probably a joke, I'll just say that it's one of the evidences that supports my topic. But being deadass right now, making kickstarts to a career is actually a crazy influence if you ask me. So excuse me, J1, since you are handing those out for free, I stream on Twitch and on YouTube, so if you want to help me out, fam, I'm really gonna appreciate it. Now for this last reasoning, this is just what I personally went through when I was in his chat, and I kind of think this is how it ties the knot on how he's the most influential. So let me just give you a little backstory, and may I mind you, this happened like a year or two ago, and trust me, my memory is hella good. So we all know that Sinatra's a lifter, and he's very open about his lifting career. And by the way, congrats on the 315, fam. I was the one one that asked you about your hand injury, my king. So anyway, so he was watching lifting videos on his stream, and there came a point where he said David Lade, a fitness influencer, was 18% body fat. And being the bot that I am, responding to his chat, I was like, nah bro, David Lade is 8% for sure, probably even lower. Then he proceeded to say to me, he read my message, and then he said, no bro, he's definitely 18%, if not 15. And I was like, there's no way in hell this guy watches YouTube fitness and doesn't know how to distinguish what 15% is. And this is just the worst part. His entire chat literally added me about how I'm wrong. Not one person agreed with me about David Lade being 8%. And it's just the fact that Sinatraa was like literally dead set on him being 15%. So in hindsight, he's very opinion based, if you ask me. But the best part about J1 is that he acknowledges when he's wrong, and then he accepts it and moves on, like just like how a normal human should. But when it comes to his chat though, this is when I think the term groupthink comes into play. What it basically is that whatever Sinatra's opinion is, he's always correct when it comes to his chat. But for me personally, I think this is with every other Twitch streamer's chat, but I can't lie, this is the only chat I really stay and go on, so this is why I'm just speaking through my experience. So now you got the 3 reasons why he's the most influential. You got the Valorant accent, then you got the kickstart to careers, and then you also got him being opinion based. Now with him being the most influential Valorant streamer in the world, let's say, what are the consequences for this? And I'll give you 2 consequences: the risk of being misinterpreted or even misrepresented, and also being targeted for unfair criticism and rumors. And I personally think that the 2 reasons speak for itself, but the bright side about Sinatraa is that he knows who he is and what he is at the end of the day. Just another Asian guy trying to get swole, you know what I mean? And just by doing that, it helps others do the same as well. He doesn't care about what others think of him also. Plus, he's the most humble streamer there is.
I'm the premier beta champion.
$500,000.
Now, before I reckon this video up, I'll just say this. Yes, I was a huge Sinatraa fan back in the day. Literally all my friends were, and so was I. I was part of his sheep. I know. I literally locked in Sova just to emulate that I was him. He's the only reason why I play Raze on Icebox. And I even downloaded a game called New World just to play missions with this guy. And let's just say I achieved a dream that was before that I got his friend request, and he added me after. So yes, you can say I glazed, but I know most of you glazed him all the time in his chat. So in that case, fuck you, chat. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. Tell me who you think really is the most influential player in Valorant is, and I kind of have an idea who you might think it might be, and I'm not gonna tell you. Anyways, have a good rest of your night, days, evenings, stream, school, whatever it is. Goodbye.